for joining us today. Maybe it's morning for you, maybe it's evening for you. You know, I have some students from various places around the world joining today, so I'm so glad you can be here. We're going to, if you've been in my Zoom classes, then we've been working some interesting transitions. And so we're going to be using some of the work, if you've been in those classes, today, but we're going to kind of arrange it a little bit differently. If you're, well, clearly you're at home, but what you'll need today is something that helps you have a slippery surface. So it can be socks, it can be a blanket if you have hard floors. If you don't have hard floors, then it could be paper plates, or even if you've been Amazon shopping like me, then you can even rip the cardboard box tops off and use those underneath your feet as we practice. Something that can help you slide back and forth. Today's class, the poses themselves are what we might call simple but not easy. And so I'm trying to keep the actual flow of the poses and the poses that we work on fairly basic, because what I'm interested in doing is digging into the transitions and starting to work to get the transitions, to start to get some lift and some height and some air and some fun in transitions. So as we go through the practice today, I invite you to take the variations, the regressions and progressions that are offered. We are going to be working on jumping forward to the front of your mat. And so if you want a little added kick to your practice, you can always turn your mat, the front edge of your mat, towards a wall. And then as we go throughout this, if you want to work on handstand transitions, then you'll have that wall that you can use to, as you come from down dog into Uttanasana, you can play with that transition of a handstand to come into Uttanasana. Good times. So you'll need, like I said, something slippery, but you also need something to stand on that's kind of squishy. So and it could be a bolster, a blanket, a towel, a pillow. It's kind of prop heavy, sorry. And then you'll be using one of those things for a little bit of height to jump over. So some people like to jump over blocks. It's going to be like kangaroo madness maybe today. All right, so that's the plan. Let's see how it goes. Amanda is demoing today. Hopefully she's like, oh my God, I'm getting out here. I don't know what I signed up for. But I know she did an awesome job last week, and so it's going to be great. So I'm really happy you're here, Vicki. If you hear me, I told you I'd give you a shout out. Ruth, if you're there, hello. Stephanie, if you're there, hello. Let's get started. Close your eyes. Take a breath. Focus on your inhalation and exhalation. And while this practice will be one of movement and transition, within that is this steadiness, this place where we can go to tap into. When those things around us are both mundane, day-to-day, and transitional, changing influx. Cultivate your Ujjayi breath, the sound breath at the back of your throat. Place your palms together. You can set an intention for your practice here if you choose to do so. It's not a requirement, but some sort of word or phrase or concept that you would like to bestow upon yourself, offer to those around you and out in the world, and offer to yourself. Lift your chest, bow your head, release your hands, lift your chin and open your eyes. And we will start standing at the front of your mat. Hopefully you have all the props you need. Something slippery, something to jump over. Just have it nearby. We're going to start with just a good old Surya Namaskar, a So come to the front of your mat. You can put your feet hip distance or parallel or together, whatever you would like to do. Bring your hands to heart center. And inhale, take your arms up and reach up. Exhale and fold Uttanasana all the way down. Inhale, lengthen your chest forward. Exhale, step back into plank, top of a push-up, and pause here for just a moment. Breathe in and exhale. Inhale and lower down Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale into Cobra or Up Dog. And then exhale, Downward Facing Dog. The bottom of your next exhale, look between your hands, hop, step, or float your feet to Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen and look forward. Exhale and bow. Inhale, stretch your arms up, reach up, come up. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. So we'll do another Surya A, but with a little bit of variation. Inhale, take your arms up, reach up. Exhale and fold Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen and look forward. Exhale, step back to plank, top of a push-up. Lower down Chaturanga. Inhale, Cobra or Up Dog. Exhale, Downward Facing Dog. Look between your hands, step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Put your back knee on the floor. And you can stay up on your forearms if that works for you, or you can come onto forearms to blocks, or forearms all the way to the floor. Hug your right knee in towards your body. You can turn your right toes out if that works to track your knee out, but you can keep your foot facing forward too. It's up to you. Then inhale, come up onto your hands if you're on your forearms. Walk your back knee forward so that you have two 90-degree angles. So walk it way forward, more. There we go, good. And then you can stay on hands, you can put forearms on your blocks, or you can come all the way down to your forearms. So just a slightly different approach to the hips. And if you're on your forearms, come up. Exhale, step back, Downward Facing Dog. Inhale, step your left foot to the outside of your left hand. Put your back knee down. So this one has the back knee back a bit, so you can get some length and you can stay on your hands, come onto your forearms, but press into the left foot so that your whole sole of your left foot is on the floor. And then while you're here, drag your left heel towards your right knee and your right knee towards your left heel. Good. And then pull your right foot. Keep it where it is, but drag it towards the left until your inner thigh, and your outer hip turn on. Good. Then inhale, come back up onto your hands. Walk your back knee forward into two squares. Point your back toes back. Top of the foot on the floor, and then you can come onto forearms, or you can stay up on your hands, forearms to blocks, lots of different options here. And here's, it's a good time to kind of notice places that are open, places that are maybe a little bit tighter, and to really practice that awareness without judgment, and just noticing how your body is responding. Come up onto your hands. Exhale back to Downward Facing Dog. Take a breath here. And then bottom of your exhale, look between your hands, hop, step, or float, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen and look forward. Exhale and bow. Inhale, stretch your arms up, reach up, come up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Regular Surya A. Inhale, take your arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen, look forward. Exhale, back to plank and lower down, Chaturanga. Inhale, Cobra or Up Dog. Exhale, Downward Facing Dog. 3 breaths here. Inhale. and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. And at the bottom of your exhale, hop, step, or float, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen, look forward, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, bow. And inhale, reach your arms up, come up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Okay, Surya B, regular style here. So feet together or hip distance. Bend your knees, reach back, Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, fold Uttanasana, hands to the floor. Inhale, lengthen and look forward. Exhale, back to Chaturanga Dandasana. Lower down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Look between your hands, step your right foot forward, spin your back heel down, warrior one on an inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, place your hands down, step back, Chaturanga Dandasana on an exhale, lower down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. On an inhale, step forward, warrior one. Reach your arms up. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back, Chaturanga. Lower down. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, down dog. We'll take 3 breaths here. One more inhale. And at the bottom of your exhale, hop, step, or float, Uttanasana, forward to the front of your mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bow. Bend your knees, Utkatasana. Inhale, reach your arms up. And stand up, come up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Okay, we'll play with Surya B here. Exhale, bend your knees, Utkatasana. Fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen and look forward. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Okay, so here's where we're gonna play with it. Inhale here. Exhale, bring your right knee towards your nose. Curl your heel towards your butt. Curl in, touch your knee towards your nose. Keep curling, keep curling, keep curling, keep curling. Good, come up on your right fingertips. Yep, right fingertips. That's your left, yeah, the other right. Draw your knee to your nose, knee to your nose, knee to your nose. Now step forward. Put your right foot forward to the inside of your hand. Yeah, spin your back heel down. Ooh, inhale, warrior one. So turn your toes towards the front of the mat. Inhale, take your arms up. Exhale here. Inhale. Exhale, place your hands down on the mat. Step back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Lower down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Here we go. Inhale here. And then exhale, draw your knee towards your nose, curl it in, hold your heel towards your butt, so curl that hamstring in. We're gonna hold it for a little longer than a breath here, so curl it in, curl it in, curl it in. Come on your left fingertips, tense your left hand. Yeah, good. Draw your knee to your nose, and slowly, slowly, slowly step your left foot forward between your hands. Good. Spin your back heel down so your toes point forward. Inhale, warrior one, come up. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Step back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Lower down. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, down dog. And 3 breaths here. One more inhale. And at the bottom of your exhale, hop, step, or float, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen, look forward. Exhale, Utkatasana, bend your knees. Yep, reach up. And then inhale, stand up. Exhale, hands down alongside your body. All right, one regular Surya B. Exhale, bend your knees, Utkatasana. Fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen, look forward. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Lower down, inhale. up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, step your right foot forward, spin your back heel down, warrior one. So take your arms up on an inhale. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Step back, lower down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, step your left foot forward, spin your back heel down, Vira one. Exhale, place your hands down. Step back plank, lower down chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. 3 breaths here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. And at the bottom of your exhale, hop, step, or float, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen, look forward. And then exhale, Utkatasana, bend your knees. Inhale, stand up, reach up. Exhale, hands alongside your body, Tadasana. Great, okay, grab your blanket and put it in the middle of your mat. How you doing, Amanda? All good? Yeah, good. So usually I like to work with neat and tidy props. This time I want you to kind of rumple your blanket up so it's not quite so neat and tidy. Just kind of throw it down. Yeah, there you go. You're going to want a not so nice and tidy surface. So stand facing the long edge of your mat. So on your mat. Yeah, no, you're fine. Facing the front. And then put your right foot on the blanket. Yeah, it's going to be like an unstable surface. That's the idea. Come on, bring all your weight onto your right foot and put your hands on your hips. We're going into tree to take the mystery out of it here. So you're going to do tree on your left foot. You can put the ball of the foot on the floor. You can put your foot to the calf or your foot to the inner thigh. I'm not trying to be like mysterious and cagey here. Just we want an unstable surface for the foot. And press your foot into your leg into your foot. Now from your lower belly, draw up through your chest. You can stay here with your hands on your hips, or you can put your hands at heart center. You can stay here, or you can reach your arms up, palms separate. And if you want to go a little bit further, then place your palms together, look up at your thumbs, and then reach your fingertips up as you press down through your legs so that you've got an action of reaching. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Turn your left knee towards the front of the room and put your left foot down. Yes. And then switch legs. So left foot on the blanket. You can make the blanket messier if that was super easy. Or you can keep it as is. And then bring your right foot into tree. So you have ball of the foot on the floor, calf or inner thigh. Bring your hands towards your heart, stage one. To heart center, stage one. Stay here or reach your arms up overhead. Stay here or palms together. Tone your legs, press your leg into your foot, foot into your leg, and reach up wherever you're at. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Turn your knee to the right, forward, yeah, and then step your right foot down. Okay, so we're going to add some arms to that. So same thing, tree on the second side. So put your right foot on the blanket and then bring your left foot into tree. Just like that. Press your leg into your foot into your leg. Now reach your arms up. Now you can go to the version we were doing before, but if you want to take it a little bit further, bend your left elbow and grab the outside of your right bicep. Reach your right arm up. And then reach over towards your bent knee. Curl to the left. There you go, like a crescent in tree. So you're going to have to press your feet together. Press down long through the right leg, up through the fingertips. And use your left hand to kind of pull towards the side of the room. Good. Inhale, come back to center. Stretch your left arm up. Bring your hands to heart center. Bring your left knee forward. Put your left foot down. Great. Okay, second side tree. So put your left foot on your blanket. You can rumple up your blanket if you want a little more challenge. And then bring your right foot into tree. Press your foot into your leg into your foot. Stretch your arms up when you're ready. Then bend your right arm and take your right hand to the back of your bicep, side of your bicep. Yeah, good. And then press down through your feet and lift up and curl over to the right. Use your right hand to really pull through the left side body and extend through the left side body. Inhale, come back up. Stretch your right arm up. Bring your hands to heart center. Turn your knee towards the front of the room and put your right leg down. Good. All right, move your blanket out of the way. It will be used in a moment. Have a seat. So sit on your butt, heels on the floor, toes pointing up. Put your hands behind your hips. Yeah, we're gonna work some Navasana work here. For this work, don't worry, we'll do straight legs eventually, but for this one, I want you to keep your knees bent. So push your hands forward until you're kind of on you're off your sits bones. And then bend your knees in towards your chest. Good. Stage 1 is here. Stage 2, release your hands and reach out in front. You can stay here or extend your feet, legs straight. Yep. And then pull your knees in. Good. Keep them bent. Exactly. Exhale, straighten. Nope. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, curl them in. Straighten. Curl in. One more time. Straighten. Pause here. Pause here. Pause here. Pause here. Pull your knees in. Put your feet down. Wrap your forearms around your shins. Good times. Okay. So we're going to take that bent knee pulling action onto our slippery surface. So grab your blanket, your paper plates, your Amazon boxes, whatever you got here in this time of creativity. Come off of your mat, or you can move your mat out of the way so that we can see. You're good. Okay. All right, so your feet will be on the blanket, so you may want to unroll it one and make it a little bit flatter. We're going to do some blanket pulls. So start with your feet on the blanket towards the front of the blanket. And just inhale, take your arms up. No, just about it. Inhale, take your arms up. And exhale, fold and touch the floor, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen and look forward. And then as much as you need to bend your knees to put your hands flat on the floor. Ooh, you're going to want to move your blocks. You're going to kick your blocks here. It's okay. So bend your knees, hands flat on the floor. You're going to slide into plank. Bend your knees. Yeah, slide into plank. There you go. Into plank. Now you're going to pull your knees into your chest. And you're going to pull your knees in between your arms. Bent knees, bent knees, bent knees. Curl it in like Navasana. Pull it forward, 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 forward. Good. Exhale, push it out into plank. Ooh. Good. Pull it in, pull it in, pull it in. Knees in between the arms. Yep. Push it out, plank. We're going to do this 5 times. So if you're at home, you're on the honor system. Pull it in. There's 3. Keep pulling, keep pulling. Push it out. Pull it in. I think that's 4, Amanda, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, push it out. I'm sure she's keeping better track than I am. And pull it in. Yeah, push it out. Okay, last one, pull it in. I lied, that was 6 for you. I'm so sorry. And then go ahead and put your heels down, straighten your legs. Bring your hands towards your hips. Pull your elbows towards one another. Lift your shoulders, lift your chin. Inhale and stand up. Well done. Good times. Okay, so we're going to take our slippery surface and you're going to put your blanket in the middle of the mat and fold it up one higher. So yeah, make it a little bit higher. We're going to create a little jumping pad here. If you like super extra challenge, you can always stack blocks on top of each other and get real fancy. We're not going to get real fancy. So come in, put your hands on the mat in Uttanasana. Yeah. And then walk your hands forward into downward facing dog. Yeah, slowly, slowly. You can walk your feet back a little bit. We're going to do some bent knee hops. So Amanda's work is to get her feet up and over, to hop her feet in between her hands and get her butt over her shoulders. So bend your knees. It's a bent knee hop like we've been working on. Yeah. And she's going to get 5 hops. So hop it forward. Good. And hop it back. Yeah, keep the knees bent. Get bouncy. Get bouncy, bouncy. Hop it forward. Yes, good. And hop it back. Nice. There's 2. Hop it forward. Bent knees. Hop it back. Get bouncy. Hop it forward. One more. Hop it back. And one more time. Hop it forward. And hop it back. Good. Excellent. Walk your hands towards your feet. Uttanasana at the back of your mat. Inhale, lengthen, look forward. Exhale and bow. Inhale, stretch your arms up, reach up, come up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good. Okay, you can move your blanket out of the way. That wasn't so bad. Come to the center of your mat, facing the long edge of your mat. We're going to get some standing poses in. So bring your feet together. Come into Tadasana. Feet together, palms facing forward. Touch your fingertips together. Bend your knees. And you can step or you can jump your feet apart. Come into a wide-legged stance. Now look at your wrists. Make sure your wrists or your ankles are underneath your wrists. Turn your left toes out. Turn your right toes in a little bit. Bend your left knee to a square. So warrior two. Yeah, you might need a little longer. There we go. So look at your left knee. Make sure that your ankle's on top of your knee. We've been working a lot of hamstring work in the last few weeks and in a bunch of my classes. So drag your left heel towards your right foot and engage your hamstring. Good. And then push down through your back outer edge of your foot and engage the outer right hip. Viratu. Straighten your left leg. Turn your left toes in. Turn your right toes out. Bend your right knee to a square. Tone your outer right hip. Turn your chest towards the long end of your mat. So you could turn your ribs a little bit. There you go. Yeah, now look over your right fingertips. Good. Drag your right heel towards the back of your mat. It's almost as if you're going to kick yourself in the right hip. Good. And then from your hips, push down through the bones of your legs, particularly out through the back outer edge of your left foot. Straighten your right leg. Turn your right toes in. Turn your left toes out. Bend your left knee to a square. So turn your right toes in a little bit more. There we go. Good. Bend your left knee to a square. Reach your right hand down the back of your right leg and reverse your warrior. Take your left arm up and over. So keep your legs as they are. Drag your feet together. Press down through the bones of the legs. Tone your outer right hip a lot and curl through the right side body. Nice. Inhale, come back to warrior two. Straighten your left leg. Turn your left toes in. Turn your right toes out. Bend your right knee to a square. Once you have the legs set up, tone the legs, engage, and then reach your left hand down, right arm up and over your ear. Reverse your warrior. Drag your feet together. Tone your kneecaps. So draw from your kneecaps up into your hips. Press from your hips down through the bones of your legs. Curl through the left side body. Come back into warrior two. Straighten your right leg. Turn your right toes in. Turn your left toes out. Bend your left knee to a square. You have options here. We're going to go into Parsva Konasana, side angle pose. Put your right hand on your hip. And then put your left forearm on your thigh or your hand to the outside. No, put your hand to the inside. Sorry, inside of your left leg. Yeah. If you have your hand to the inside, it can be on a block or it can be on the floor. But press your knee into your arm and then press your arm into your knee so that your left shoulder moves back in space, but your left knee is pressing into the arm. So you have a boundary there. Squeeze your left knee in. You can take your top arm up and over your ear. Drag your feet together. We're going to be a broken record here. Press down through the bones of the legs from the outer edge of your right foot. Extend out through your fingertips. Get long. And now stand up into warrior two. Straighten your left leg. Turn your left toes in. Turn your right toes out. Bend your right knee to a square. Put your left hand on your hip. And then put your right hand either thigh, forearm to thigh, hand to the inside of the ankle. You can put your hand on the block or on the floor. While you're there, tone your legs. So build that base, right? Over and over and over and over again. And then turn your right ribs towards your left ribs and stretch your top arm up and over your ear. Extend in all directions. Nice. Now that you have that base set up, press your right knee in towards your arm and push your arm back into your knee so that your inner thigh engages. You're gonna need those inner thighs here in a little bit. So this is just a process of being like, hello, good morning, wake up inner thighs, we got some work to do. Push down through the outer edge of your back foot more. Reach out through your fingertips more. Good, come back into warrior two. Straighten your right leg. Turn your right toes in. Turn your left toes out. I always forget to tell you to get your blocks if you need them for triangle. So reach your left hand forward, reach, 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 reach. When you can't reach anymore, put your right hand on your hip and your left hand on the block or on the floor. Good. Now, put your foot on the floor. It's your ankle. Amanda has an ankle issue. That's fine. Then keep it lifted. Can you put a little bend in your left knee and see if that feels okay? Yeah, so you don't hyperextend quite as much. And then tone your outer left hip like we've been doing for a couple weeks now. Yeah, is that okay? Yeah. Okay, good. Turn your chest to the sky, reach your top arm up. Yeah, we're all working with stuff, right? It's you have to do what you need to do for your body. Good. All right, then look down at your left foot and tone your left leg. So this transition will be really important for stability in your leg. Bend your left knee a little bit and stand up. Come on up to warrior two. Warrior two. Yeah, there we go. Straighten your left leg. Turn your left toes in. Turn your right toes out. Reach your right fingertips forward, 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 long to the right side of the room. Put your left hand on your hip. Put your right hand down on the outside of your leg. Tone your legs. Drag your feet together. Tone from your right kneecap up into your hip, and then press down through the ball of your right foot like you're pressing on the gas pedal of your car. Yeah, that puts a little tiny micro bend in your right knee so that you can use your muscles instead of hyperextending. Turn your right ribs to your left ribs and take your top arm up. Yeah. And then Amanda gave herself a manual adjustment there. I love it when students do that to kind of get a little bit more rotation. So that was really good. Press down through your legs, reach in all directions. Draw your lower belly in and up. So all that pulling work we did with the blanket, use it here to support you. Look down at your right leg, tone your right leg, and then bend your right knee, come up warrior two. Straighten your right leg. Turn your right toes in. Put your hands on your hips. And then heel toe your feet closer together so you're about 3 feet apart. So just walk them in, walk them in, walk them in. And then turn your toes out. Yeah, a little bit closer together. Feet a tiny bit closer. There we go. Good. Bend your knees and take a goddess squat here. So you can start with your hands on your hips and then put your hands to the insides of your knees and press your hands into your knees. And then create that kind of inner thigh engagement, but also hopefully a bit of inner thigh stretching as well. For me, my inner thighs are tight, so that's a lot of work. Stretch your arms up overhead. Keep that work in the legs. And take your arms up overhead. Bring your hands to your hips. Straighten your legs. Turn your toes in. And then walk your feet closer together. So you can we're going to work on Utkatasana. You can do that with your feet together or feet hip distance. It's up to you. But bend your knees slightly to begin with your hands on your hips. And you're going to work into deeper or different transitions depending on what your capacity is. But bend your knees, Utkatasana. Stretch your arms up overhead. And just kind of notice where you're at with this, right? Like where your body's at, what works for you, how deep you can sit. See if you can sit a little deeper. Lift your chest. See if you can sit a little bit deeper. Work your chest out. See if you can sit a little bit deeper. I know! All right, stand up. Good. Put your hands on your hips. So you always have Utkatasana as a base, and you can go back to Utkatasana. Otherwise, we're going to work a squat. We'll start with a wide-legged squat, and then we'll bring our feet closer together. So turn your toes out. Take maybe 2 or 3 fist distance apart. Depends on how you like your squat. And put your hands on your thighs. So stage 1 is here. Stage 2, sink it down. Put your elbows to the insides of your knees. We have that boundary there, right? That barrier. Push your knees into your arms into your knees. It'll work the inner thighs again. Tone your outer hips. Draw your lower belly in and up. Even squeeze your calves, your outer shins in towards the midline more. All right. We're gonna come out of this. Put your hands on your hips and stand up. So that's stage one. You can do that again. If you're working a different kind of, if you wanna work your squat a little differently, then you put your feet together. Come up on the balls of your feet. I know Amanda's working with some ankle stuff, so we'll see how it goes, right? And then bend your knees. Bend your knees. Ooh, bend your knees. Take your knees wide. We're gonna come into a squat with the heels lifted. Is your ankle all right? Okay, bend your knees. Bend your knees. Bend your knees. Come all the way into a squat. When you're in your squat, you can lower your heels if that works, if it doesn't keep them lifted. But we're in a teeny weeny squat. Put your elbows on the insides of your knees. Good, yeah. Squeeze your knees into your elbows into your knees. Now, here's the fun part. We're gonna come out the way we came in. Reach your arms up overhead. Ooh, and then come on up. Squeeze in, stay on your toes. And then down, good. Great, awesome. Okay, let's put this together. So come to the front of your mat. You can stand feet hip distance and parallel or together. Bring your hands to heart center. Inhale, take your arms up, reach up. Exhale and fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen, look forward. Exhale back to Chaturanga Dandasana. You can hop back, good, lower down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, step your left foot forward, spin your back heel down, and come up, warrior two. Vira two. Exhale here. Inhale. Exhale, reach your right hand down, left arm up, reverse your warrior. Inhale here. Exhale, Parsva Konasana. Bring your left hand to the inside of your ankle, stretch your top arm up and over. Inhale here. Exhale, warrior two. Straighten your left leg. Inhale here. Exhale, triangle pose, Trikonasana. Inhale here. Exhale, back to warrior two. Bend your left leg. Inhale here. Exhale, lunge. Put your hands on either side of your foot. Spin your back heel up. Now you're going to step your right foot forward. Utkatasana, chair pose. Bend your knees, reach it up. Yeah, good. Now we're gonna do our squat. Lift your heels, take your knees wide, and then squat down, squat down, squat down, squat down. Put your hands on the floor. Squeeze your knees into your arms into your knees. Good. From here, hop back chaturanga. Good. Inhale, up dog, cobra or up dog. Heads of the arm bones back. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Good, excellent. Second side. Inhale, step your right foot forward, warrior two. Exhale here. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale here. Inhale, Vira two. Oh, so Parsva Konasana, sorry, right hand to the inside, left arm up and over. Inhale here. Exhale, Vira two. Straighten your right leg. Inhale here. Exhale, triangle pose. Inhale here. Exhale, bend your right knee, Vira two, warrior two. Inhale here. Exhale, lunge. Hands on either side of your foot, back heel up. Step your left foot forward, Utkatasana. Then lift your heels, exhale, squat. Good, nice. Knees wide, knees wide, knees wide. Good, put your hands on the floor. Hop back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Or step back if you don't want to hop. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. We'll have 3 breaths here, but if you'll notice, we're in the same position that we were in when we hopped over our blanket. So this is the opportunity to practice that transition of hopping forward. So in your mind, imagine you have your blanket there. Remember, we did the blanket pulls with bent knees. So as you're here, bend your knees deeply, look forward. Imagine you have a really tall blanket in the middle of your mat and give it a hop to the front of your mat on an exhale. Yeah, nice, good. Inhale, and then look forward. Exhale and bow. Inhale, stretch your arms up, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Great. So if you're practicing handstand transition, so Amanda we were just hopping forward towards the front of our mat. If anybody at home wants to practice handstand transitions, this is a great time to put your mat against the wall. I won't make Amanda do that. So that as we go through the rest of the practice, you have that hop and that practice. Anytime we're in down dog moving to Uttanasana, you can jump into a handstand, just like that. No big deal. All right, great. Lay on your backs, please. Reconnect with your breath here. Bend your knees. Pick your feet up off of the floor so your knees are on top of your hips. Yep. Now put the inner edges of your feet together. Inner edges, not the soles, the inner edges. Yeah, good. Now keep the inner edges of your feet together, but take your knees wide. Put your hands in between your knees like you're gonna pull on your toes. Yeah, just reach them forward. Yeah, now keep your head down for right now for a moment because that's where we're headed and you don't want to get there early. Inhale here. Now exhale, curl your head, curl your chest, reach beyond your toes. Curl up, curl up, curl up. Pull your knees into your armpits, knees into your armpits, knees into your armpits like you're doing Bakasana on the floor. Flex your hands as if your hands were on the floor. Fingertips pointing towards the back of the room. Other way, other way. Yeah, there we go. Exhale, release. So straighten your legs. Don't touch the floor. Straighten your legs. Reach your arms up and over your head as if you were doing a handstand. Yeah. Exhale, pull it all in. Bakasana curl. Here we go. There you go. Curl it in, curl it in, curl it in, curl it in. And then release that. Reach it out like a handstand. Press through your feet. Press through your hands. Curl it in, curl it in, curl it in. Bakasana curl. Use your feet. Squeeze your knees. And then handstand lengthen. Reach your feet out. Reach up over your head. One more time. Pull it in, curl it in. Bakasana curls. Knees in. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Handstand extension. So reach your legs long. Reach your arms up overhead. Okay, one more. I lied. I'm sorry. Draw your knees in. Curl it in. Bakasana curl. You're doing such an awesome job. And then release into handstand. It's not really a release. Stretch it long, 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 long. And release it all down. Well done. You can bend your knees. You can shift your, if you want to bend your knees and shift side to side, whatever you might need to do to kind of loosen up the lower back. And then rock and roll to standing, please. Okay, come on up. Grab your blanket. Oh, we got lots more on the docket. Okay, grab your blanket. We're gonna do the same pulls. You're gonna see the same thing over and over again. This time, when you put your blanket on the floor and you put your feet on the floor, you're gonna pull into like a wide knee squat. So come standing and fold forward, Uttanasana. Place your hands flat on the floor and come into plank. Oh, let the fun begin. Here we go. So before we did knees together, this time I'm gonna ask you to take your knees wide and tap your knees to the outside of your armpits. On an exhale, pull your knees in, pull them in, pull them in, pull them in, and tap your armpits. Yeah, push it out, plank. Good. Pull it in. Push it out. Pull it in. Push it out. Pull it in. Push it out. Good. All right, come forward into Uttanasana. You pull it all the way in. Yeah. Inhale, lengthen, look forward. Exhale, bow. Inhale, stretch your arms up, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Okay, put your blanket in the middle of your mat. If you're at a wall, this is your chance to practice some little handstandy hops, perhaps. So we're gonna do those jumps where we jumped from down dog into a forward bend, but this time you're going to jump into a squat. Yeah, so knees bent just like we did with those pulls. Knees bent to the outside of your armpit. So go ahead and come into downward facing dog. Set your wrist creases parallel. Yeah, here we go. Bend your knees, and your hips are gonna come high, and you're gonna try to tap your knees to the outside of your armpits and gently put your feet down. So bend your knees and hop over your blanket to a squat. Your feet will land outside your hands. Yeah, nice, good. Then hop it back. Bend Bend your knees, hop it back 5 times. 1 more time, or 3, 4 more times. Bend your knees, I can't count. Hand, yes, excellent. Try to get your feet to the outside of your pinkies. Bend your knee, hop it back. Knees, you have multiple. Forward. Ooh, nice. Back. Forward. Back, good. 1 more, right? Okay, forward. All the way to the outside of your hands, you got it. Yes, and back. That was awesome. Great, good, good, good. Okay, and then you can walk your hands back to your feet, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen and look forward. Exhale and bow. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Okay, move the blanket off of the mat. We're gonna do a little bit of Bakasana work here. So come to the center of your mat, facing the long edge of your mat. If you like to work Bakasana on a block, you can stand on a block for this. That doesn't work for me because of my proportions, but some people like to stand on a block. So you can have your feet wider together. I think maybe, Amanda, it's okay if you work with your feet together. Is that all right? Yeah, okay. So we're gonna go first from the squat we just worked on. So put your hands on your hips, lift your heels. Bend your knees. And take your knees wide, 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 wide. Come down into your squat. Put your hands on the floor. Now scoochie your knees to the backs of your armpits. Way in, way in, way in. Keep your hips low. Put your wrists underneath your shoulders. Yeah, closer together. There you go. Now look way past your hands. Lift your butt up. And you can either lift 1 foot at a time, or you can lift right foot, pull it in, and left foot. Yeah, put the inner edges of your feet together and pull your heels to your butt like you're doing a hamstring curl. Yeah, nice. Good. Set your feet down. And then you're gonna come into your front from your squat like you just did. Take your arms up. Stand up. Reach up. Good. Feet, heels down. Okay, so if you're playing with that at home, we're gonna do 2 more times. Practice with Bakasana. I'm gonna ask you to take it maybe a little further by trying to straighten the arms, whether it happens or not. We're gonna work with that. If you're at home doing this, we're gonna have 2 more shots at Bakasana. You can do from wide-legged, high-hipped, or low like we're gonna do it. Ready? Here we go. Feet together. Hands on hips to begin with. Lift your heels. Then bend your knees, bend your knees, bend your knees, bend your knees, and come into a squat. Scoochie, scoochie, way down into your armpits. Put your wrists right under your shoulders, hands closer together. Good. Now, with your feet, inner edges of your feet hugging in, go ahead and lean forward. Bend your elbows, bend your elbows. We'll straighten them in a minute. And come into Bakasana. Good. Put inner edges of the feet together. Pull your heels to your butt. Now, curl your belly in like crazy and push your arms down to start to straighten. Pull your heels up, pull your heels up, pull your heels up. Yeah. Awesome. Come back into your squat. Woo. Stand up, arms up. Oh. Stand up. Heels down. Release your arms. Great. Okay. Is it going all right? Okay, 1 more time. Here we go. You can sit and watch. If you're home, I don't know what you're doing, so you can sit and watch if you want to do that. Lift your heels up. Here we go. Bend your knees, squat. Bring your hands down. Squeeze your knees together. Bakasana. And I'll let you do whatever version makes you happy, Amanda. But come forward. Keep your inner edges of your feet engaged and your heels to your butt. Heels to your butt. Heels to your butt. Good. Curl your belly in. Push your hands down. Pull your heels up. Awesome. And then when you're ready, you come down. Come into your squat with your heels up. Reach your arms up. And stand up. Put your heels down. Release your hands. Okay. We're going to do this in blanket pulls. All right? Get your blanket ready. Do you need a wrist release? Your wrist's okay? Yeah. Okay. So put your blanket on the floor. Yeah, we're going to slide back and forth. So we're going to do the same thing we did before. It's just this time we're going to slide into Bakasana. So come into Uttanasana with your feet on the blanket, hands on the floor. Yeah, turn and face sideways. There we go. Fold forward. Uttanasana. Yeah. Exhale into plank. Scoot your feet back. Okay. Okay, here we go. Pull your knees in towards your armpits. Pull them in, pull them in, pull them in, pull them in, pull them in. Tap your armpits, your knees, and then Bakasana. Bend your elbows. Come forward. Nice, yeah, pull your heels in. Good, put your feet back on the blanket. Back into plank. Oh, 1. We're just gonna do 3 of these. Pull your knees in. Bend them, bend them, bend them. Bakasana, hands closer together, yeah. Good. There's 2. When you're ready, plank. Nice. 1 more, last one. Pull it in, pull it in, pull it in. Bakasana, crow pose, and plank. And then pull your feet all the way in and come into Uttanasana, forward fold. I know. Inhale, lengthen, look forward. Exhale and bow. Inhale, stretch your arms up, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Okay, come to the front of your mat. We're going to put this in. All right, but go ahead and bend your knees to begin with and slide your hands underneath your feet, palms of your hands up and the soles of the feet on the back, on the palms of the hands. Just give your wrists a little bit of release so your toes are all the way in towards your wrist creases. You can bend your knees as much as you need to or keep them straight. Lower your head and just, this is about the wrists. So go ahead and pull your hands up towards the ceiling as you push your feet down into your hands. Okay, bend your legs, release your hands. And inhale, stand up, come up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Okay, we're gonna put it together, and this is your chance if you wanna do handstand hops, if you wanna do handstand transitions, you'll have that opportunity. You might wanna move your towel off of the mat, blanket, or mat, I just called you blanket. Nice. Sorry. All right, take your hands to heart center, take a breath here. Inhale, take your arms up, reach up. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen, look forward. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Lower down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, step your left foot forward, spin your back heel down, warrior 2, Vira 2. Inhale here, and exhale. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale here. And then inhale and come into Parsvakonasana, hand to the inside. Breathe here. Exhale, Vira 2. Come up. Straighten your left leg. Exhale, Trikonasana. Inhale here. Exhale, bend your left leg, Vira 2, warrior 2. Inhale here. Exhale, lunge. Step your right foot forward, Utkatasana. Inhale here. Exhale, Bakasana. Bend your knees, come down, 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 down. Crow pose. Yeah, right? And I'm going to give you a few breaths here so you can play with it some more if you haven't had enough crow. Place your feet back on the mat. Utkatasana. Bend your knees, reach your arms up. And then exhale, come back into Chaturanga Dandasana. Full forward, jump back. Lower down. And inhale. Exhale. Step your other foot forward. Right foot forward, spin your back heel down. Vira 2 on an inhale. Exhale here. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale here. Inhale, Parsvakonasana. Exhale here. Inhale, Vira 2 again. Exhale here, straighten your leg. Trikonasana. Inhale here. Exhale, Vira 2. Inhale here. Exhale, lunge. And on that exhale, step your left foot forward. Utkatasana, all in one motion. Bend your knees, reach your arms up. Take a breath here. And then exhale, Bakasana. You have a few breaths there. When you've had enough of Bakasana, jump back Chaturanga or step back, however you want to get back. Good. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Now this is where you get to practice a bit of hopping. If you want to practice your hopping, we've done a lot of bent knee work, so we can do the bent knee work here. Again, take a few breaths. And then at the bottom of your exhale, hop, step, or float. Nice, good. Inhale, lengthen, look forward. Exhale and bow. Inhale, stretch your arms up, reach up, come up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Let's do that one more time, all right? Are you ready? Mm-hmm. Here we go, good. Inhale, take your arms up, reach up. Exhale and fold, Uttanasana, all the way down. Inhale, lengthen, look forward. Exhale, step or hop back, Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step your left foot forward. Inhale, Vira 1. Vira 2, sorry. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Inhale, Parsvakonasana. Left arm down on up and over. Exhale, Vira 2. Straighten your left leg. Inhale here. Exhale, triangle pose. Inhale here. Exhale, bend your leg, Vira 2. Inhale here. Exhale, lunge. Step your foot forward, Utkatasana. Bend your knees, reach it up. Inhale here. Exhale, Bakasana. On your next exhale, step or jump it back, Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step your right foot forward, spin your back heel down, warrior 2. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Inhale, Parsvakonasana, right hand to the inside of the foot, stretch your top arm up and over. Exhale, Vira 2, come back up, straighten your right leg. Inhale here, and then exhale, triangle pose. Inhale here. Exhale, bend your knee, Vira 2. Inhale here. Exhale, lunge and step forward, Utkatasana. Make it a long breath, good. Inhale here. Exhale, Bakasana, crow pose. Hug your heels up, good, yeah, nice. And then when you're ready, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Heads of the arm bones back, and then exhale, downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here. Here's your opportunity to practice your jump towards the front. If you want to add a handstand hop, you can do that, but look between your hands, bend your knees, hop, step, floater, handstand to the front of your mat. Good, excellent. Inhale, lengthen, look forward. Exhale and bow. Inhale, stretch your arms up, reach up, come up. Exhale, hands to heart center. All right, great. Well done. Now, I forgot to tell you to get a strap. If you have a strap or your blanket or a towel, you can use anything that's kind of long or quite long. We're almost done here. Yeah, if you grab a strap, sorry, I forgot to mention that. And all the massive amount of props that I've required today. Go ahead and stand at the center of your mat, facing the side of your mat. Take your hands into Tadasana and just pause here for a moment. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Okay. Release your hands. Grab your strap. We're going to open up the chest a little bit. Set your feet either together or hip distance and take your arms up with your strap in between your hands. So you're going to take them quite wide. We're going to do a bit of shoulder opening here. Tone your legs. Take your arms wide. Draw your ribs in. So all of that core work that we've done, even engage it here. And take your arms as wide as you need to. Inhale here and then exhale. Take your hands back behind you to open up your chest. Take your chin back slightly. Take your ribs back. Stand down through your legs. Take your hands back. When you find a place that's interesting, pause for a moment and squeeze your shoulder blades towards one another. And then bring your hands all the way down to your hips. And then bring them back up. Yeah, find that spot. Ribs together. Lift your chest slightly. There you go. Good. And then bring your arms up and over. We're going to do that 2 more times. So bring your hands forward and down. And then inhale, take your arms up. Exhale, take them back behind you. Draw your belly in. All the way to your hips. Good. And then come back up at your pace. And over. And one more time with your breath as you slowly or quickly as you want to do it. Great. All right. Release your strap. Come onto your hands and knees. If you need a blanket for Anjaneyasana, you know your knees are a little sensitive, go ahead and put that down now. Otherwise, hands and knees, and step your right foot forward between your hands. Back knee down. Take your arms up on an inhale. Take your left wrist with your right hand. Pull up, and then exhale, bend towards your bent knee to the right. Yeah, get a long stretch along the left side of the body and in the left psoas in front of the thigh. Inhale, come back to center. Release your hands. Switch your legs. Left foot forward. Bring your arms up. Grab your right wrist with your left hand and reach up, and then exhale over towards your bent knee. Long side stretch through the right side of the body and through the right psoas and quad. Hopefully. Inhale, come back to center. Put your hands down on the floor. Switch your feet again. You'll have options here for what feels good for you. You can either go back up into Anjaneyasana with your arms up, or you can shift forward, bend your back leg, and reach back for a thigh stretch on the left side. So grab your left hand to left foot. Yeah, left hand, left foot. So you can do, just arms up. You can do this stretch we just did, yeah. Or you can go ahead and bring your palm to the inside of your foot. Yeah, and then spin from there. Pull your foot in. There you go. That keeps your shoulder back, yeah. Chest towards the front of the room. Shift your hips forward as much as you need to, but while you're there, drag your feet together. Draw your lower belly in and up. Stay here or stretch your right arm up. Pull your foot towards your butt and use your heel pulling towards your butt, like use your hamstrings. And put your right hand down. Release your left foot slowly all the way down to the floor. Yeah, good. Excellent. Put your hands on the floor and switch legs. And either stretch your arms up or bend your back leg and reach back for your right foot. Yep, for a thigh stretch. Pull your heel towards your hip. So spin your hand to the inside to get the shoulder. Is that okay for you? Yeah, okay. Your elbow can spin more towards the ceiling if that feels better. Good, yeah. I'm mostly interested in what's going on with the psoas and the quad and the front hip, but it's nice to get a little shoulder work in there too. Lift your left arm up if that works for you. And then release your left hand down to your thigh and release your right foot and slowly use that hamstring curl to slowly put your right leg down, right foot down. Good. All right, good. Now switch your legs again. So right foot forward, tuck your back toes, walk your back knee back a bit. Pull your right toes up towards the ceiling for Hanuman, half Hanuman stretch. Put your right hand to the outside of your foot. Hug your heels towards one another. Drag your right heel towards your left knee. Draw your lower belly in and up. Good. And then with your toes pointing straight up towards the ceiling, stay here or start to bend your elbows to get into the hamstring a little bit more. And then bend your right leg, walk your back knee in a bit, and switch feet. Take your left foot forward, right leg back. Walk your back knee back, toes up, left toes up towards the ceiling. Good. So yeah, so your knee is right under your hip. You've got your knee exactly where it needs to be. Good. Go ahead and tuck your back toes for a little bit of power. Yeah, that way you can hug your inner thighs together, drag your left heel towards the back of your mat, and then bend your left knee a little to create a micro bend. Yeah, now tone your outer left hip. Yeah, and then imagine you're pushing in the gas pedal of your car. Press through the ball of your left foot. The ball of the left foot. Yeah, good. Create some tone to the left leg so that you're not dumping into the knee. And then bend your left leg and step back into downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward into plank. Don't worry, I'm not going to make you stay there. Put your knees down on the floor. Come all the way onto your belly. Stretch your right arm long out beside you. Yeah, palm on the floor. Look at your right arm and put the wrist in line with the elbow, in line with your shoulder. Now come onto the left fingertips of your left hand and put your elbow up. Now step your left foot behind you. Yeah, step your left ball of the foot on the floor for a shoulder stretch. You have options with your arms. You can keep your left arm in front, or you can put it on your hip, or you can wrap it around your back in like a bindy kind of situation where your palms on the, yeah. And I don't know if you're feeling really saucy, you can try to find your other hand, but that's a lot. My hand is incredibly far away in this pose. So if you have some sort of bind, go ahead, release that. Step your right foot up and over and come back to your belly. Second side, stretch your left arm out. Roll to your outer left hip. Yeah, fingertips on the right hand, step it back. So your wrist is in line with your elbow, in line with your shoulder. You can keep your hand as is on the hip. Take a bind of some sort. You can keep your head on the floor or lifted, whatever feels good to you. Then release the bind and release your foot up and over. Come back onto your belly. We're going to do a couple of belly down back bends. This is not like the biggest back bend of your lifetime. This is just a bit of counter posing. We did a lot of forward bending. So go ahead and put your forehead or chin on the mat. Start with your hands alongside your body with your palms down. Good. Press your toenails into the mat and lift your kneecaps up off of the mat. Now keep your hands down and your head down, but lift your shoulders up towards the ceiling. Good. Now inhale, lift your head, lift your chest, and push through your palms of your hands. Yeah, you can lift your feet up if that feels good to you, but draw your lower belly in and up and use the back body. Exhale, release that down. Good. You can place your hands on top of one another, rest your forehead on that, or you can turn your head to one side. It depends on what feels good to you. Now, if you can stay with that position we just did, if that feels good, supported that way. Otherwise, we're going to do a bind with our hands at our lower back. So put your forehead or chin on the floor. Yeah, that's stage one. You can stay there, or if you want to go further, interlace your hands behind your back. Yeah. Keep your elbows bent for a moment. Press your toenails down. Lift your kneecaps up. Draw your lower belly in and up. Keep your pelvic bone on the floor. Lift your shoulders. Shoulders up. Yes, there you go, good. Now lift your head, lift your chest. And then reach your hands back towards your feet, knuckles back towards the feet. Shalabhasana variation, good. Either do or imagine, let your bottom ribs coming up off of the floor. So even if you can't quite get them off of the floor, make it an intention. Pinky toes down, keep your toes down for this one. Yeah. And then exhale, release that down, and then you can either rest on the other side, other cheek, or put your hands underneath your forehead. So you've got two options. You've got the hands down that we did first. You have the hands bound that we did second. If you want to do one more variation, we're work on Makrasana, crocodile pose. So toes down, kneecaps up, put your hands behind your head. Press your elbows into the mat to begin with to lift your shoulders up towards the ceiling. Yeah, good, excellent. Keep that lift, but lift your elbows off the mat. And then lift your head, lift your chest, and curl up. Yeah, lift your elbows towards the ceiling. Good. Breathe. And with your hands behind your head, you can give a little gentle lift towards your head. So you move your scalp towards the front of your mat a little bit to lengthen the neck. Yeah, excellent. Good. And then exhale, release that down. Ooh. You can put your hands, you can put your cheek on the mat, or you can rest your forehead on your hands. Put your hands alongside your chest. This is going to sound mean. I don't mean to be mean, but tuck your toes. Lift your kneecaps. Come into plank. Yeah, so we're going to do a little bit of core work here just to get that back bend kind of neutralize or stabilize the lumbar spine. Push your hands down. Like you're going to rip your mat in half. Pull your hands away from each other. Pull your hands towards your feet and your feet towards your hands until your lower belly engages. Good. Put your knees down. Lay on your back. Please. Bend your knees, set your feet as wide as your mat. Put your arms in cactus pose. Take both knees to the right windshield wiper. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale back to center. One more time to the right. Both knees to the right. Inhale, come back to center. Both knees to the left. And inhale, come back to center. Set your feet hip distance and parallel. Draw your knees into your chest. Wrap your hands around the front of your shins, arms around the front of your shins. You can stay here if this feels good. If you want to, you can curl your knees to your nose to your knees, and curl up. If you want to go take another finishing pose here, then you can take a happy baby. Elbows to the insides of your knees, hands to the outside of your feet, or inside of your feet, whatever feels good to you. And then Shavasana, you made it. Release your feet when you're ready. Close your eyes. Release your breath. Relax your jaw. Relax all the space around your eyes, the muscles around your eyes. Any tension that you're holding in between your eyebrows, let that go. Move your awareness from your head space down into your heart space. your breath. Wiggle your fingers and your toes to bring awareness back to your surroundings. Stretch your arms overhead. And then gently roll to your right side and pause. Use both hands and come back to a seated position with your eyes closed and your hands at heart center. We'll close with 3 cleansing breaths. Exhale your breath out. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Thank you to everyone who walks this path together with us. Thank you for sticking out those transitions, whether you're in Saudi, whether you're in England, Scotland, France, the US. We're all together here in this practice of yoga. Sticking the transitions, working through the hard stuff. Thank you so much for practicing with me.